Test. 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 Oh, that's good. Hmm. Why are you being like this? see. Okay. Fuck. Ah, there we go. Let's see. Alright, we got a chat, we got a fort. Keep this on top. Nope. Not at all. Okay, well, fuck it. I have no idea if anyone's watching, but welcome to the Portentous Realm. Don't know what to make of that, but apparently our world is named the Portentous Realm, and that is definitely not a bad omen of any kind. So, I have created a new world for this here streamin' thingy. Yeah, I feel really awkward and silly about this now, but here we are. So, we're going to start playing on this new world, and I think I've already fucked up OBS. Please hold. Well, that's probably fine. Okay, cool. So, the whole world runs, no matter what you're doing, if you're running a fort or being in adventure mode. So we cannot embark until the 15th, so it's now just simulating 15 days of the world. And now here we are in the world. By the way, I am using the Lazy Noob pack, so things actually look slightly more comprehensible. So if you're going to start playing Dwarf Fortress, highly recommend the Lazy Noob pack. So I'm just looking around for a place to embark where we can put our sweet fortress. I am continuing to do my slightly challenge, which is I've turned off migrant waves. So we will only ever have our starting 7 dwarves and any kids they may have if they live that long. Because when migrant waves are on, I tend to get very overwhelmed because we'll just suddenly have like 90 dwarves and I don't know what to do with any of them, and then they go crazy and start, destroying shit. So this is what we're doing. I think I'm about to find out that someone can hear me talking, and then I'm going to awkwardly panic and stop talking. Wonderful. So, yeah. So I'm looking for a volcano. I like volcanoes. They make for some interesting stuff. So this could be a location. Let's see what we have here. We have 2 biomes. This one has, let's see, they're both about the same kind of surroundings. This one has clay, lots of soil, an aquifer, and deep metals. This one has no clay, has a fluxstone layer, so we could make steel at some point. And, ooh, aquifer. Aquifer could be fun. Yeah. Alright, so this is a good option. I'm just going to poke around for another minute here. There is a search function where it will search for sites matching certain parameters that you set, but you can't search for volcanoes, because fuck you, I guess. It's just not a thing that you can do. So we're going to keep poking around here. I was going to play with the world settings so that we would get more volcanoes, but the last time I did that, just sort of didn't generate a world for 5 hours, because turns out messing with the world gen parameters is really hard. Okay, so this is another interesting option. Similar, but we've got more trees. More trees is generally going to make for an easier playthrough. We could actually get the brook and the volcano on the same embark, which would be very good. Yeah, maybe we'll just take things a little bit easier for this. Oh, hello, there is a chat. So, yes, this is, also, I can't have the chat and Dwarf Fortress on the screen at the same, well, maybe I can, hang on. Can I resize you? Oh, it does not like that. Okay, well, sure wish I could, like, force this to stay on top. Can I do that? No. Okay, well, oh, hell yeah. So this is the big zoomed out map of the world. So over here on the right, can you actually see my mouse cursor? Whatever. Over here on the right is the whole world. This box in the middle is sort of our local, or our zoomed in view. And then each one of these tiles is one of these local zones. And so you can see the little highlighted box there is where we will actually embark. You can make it bigger than 4x4, but I don't know if my computer could handle it. Open chat on my phone. That's a very clever idea. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Let's see. So many exciting new things to learn. Like how long I can go without actually eating my lunch. Just keep forgetting because I'm being distracted. Yeah. Don't get into Dwarf Fortress. It will ruin your life. So let me see here. My channel. I ate a food like a minute ago, but right now I'm doing this, and it's still too hot. Okay, wait. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Nope, that's not right at all. This one. Excellent. Live chat. Oh, chat's gone. Chat's back. Cool. I have a drink. I have a lovely lime LaCroix. That was actually quite refreshing. Thanks. So, I think we're going to embark here. The aquifer makes me really nervous because I have never tried to go through an aquifer before. And, oh boy, some shit is going to happen. So we can also take a look at our neighbors. It is only dwarves. So we will never have raids. We'll never be like sieged by goblins or anything. We will also not get like human or elven trading caravans. But that also means the elves can't come complain at us for destroying all the trees, either on purpose because we need wood for construction, or by accident when I tap into the volcano and flood the world with lava, which I haven't done recently. but you never know. I am at home, by the way. This seems like a real bad thing to do at the store while I'm at work. So, yes, thank you for the warning. This might be very difficult because of the aquifer. Fuck off. So, we can now prepare for the journey. I am going to just prepare from scratch because none of the pre-gens I quite like. So we got two screens here. These are our 7 dwarves. They have no skills right now, but we can spend embark points and give them skills. We also over here have our equipment and our animals. By the way, just so I don't forget, I'm going to bring some dogs. Very important to this playthrough that we bring dogs, because these are the modded dogs. I sincerely hope, maybe, probably. It might work. Nobody knows. So we're going to bring some dogs and some cats. Strategy used to involve only bringing one male, but a couple of patches ago. Oh, thank you. A couple of patches ago, Toady added in sexuality for dwarves, and it got added to all creatures. So if you only bring one dog and that dog turns out to be gay, you are never having any more dogs. So you need to bring some of each. Oh dear, that's too many cats. We don't want that many cats. I am also going to bring some birds because eggs are a really good source of food for some. Bleh, words are hard. We're gonna bring some geese. Geese, uh, once the eggs hatch, they take 2 years to mature, and they don't lay as large clutch sizes. Oh my god! Enough with the damn pants argument. It wouldn't wear pants. The dogs do not get pants in my fortress. um, Anyway, geese are really good for raising for meat, because they get large, and then you can slaughter them and get leather and meats and things. Turkeys do a really good job just laying shit tons of eggs really quickly, and you can then eat the eggs or not. Don't know. Maybe we'll just like be drowning in birds. I'm only gonna bring one axe because we. Excuse me. I'm not even going to respond to that. I'm only going to bring one axe because one dwarf with one axe can chop down as many trees as we will ever need in like 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to do some sort of weird stuff here. So we want to bring plenty of food and alcohol because our dogs are also going to eat and drink. So we're going to add. So we have beer, ale, dwarven wine. These are all just distilled from plants. We will be making more in our fortress, but we want to make sure everyone has enough to drink before we get that set up, or they will flip out. I'm bringing 21, and this is a trick that I figured out quite a while ago. Oh yeah, the dogs will drink alcohol. They probably won't die. um, So if 10 units of alcohol can fit in one barrel. So if you bring 21 units of alcohol, you get a free barrel, and that's super helpful. We're also spending a lot of embark points on these wooden like buckets and crutches and all this shit, which we're going to have wood and a carpenter, and we can just like make for free pretty easily. So we're going to get rid of those and spend those embark points on something more useful. I'm also not going to take any quivers because I don't plan on having a military with only 7 dwarves in my fort. We're going to rely on traps. It also defaults like thread and cloth and all that stuff. It's not a bad idea to take some. It defaults to cloth made from pigtail, which you can grow, which is significantly more expensive than, say, giant cave spider silk cloth. That's only 7 points. So we're going to add some of that back in later. Plump helmets are great. Plump helmets are sort of your staple food. It is a weird looking mushroom that grows underground, and you can eat it, and you can cook it, and you can also brew it. You brew it into one of the dwarven liquors that I never pay attention to. So we're going to do that. Now, these are all of our seeds. We are going to do some farming. We're not going to farm cave wheat because it's a pain in the ass. Um, I keep going back and forth on if we're going to bother planting sweet pods. So actually, I have a chat. Hey chat, do you think we should farm pigtails and make our own clothes? Or should we just try to trade for clothes or make them out of leather? Um, eh. Anyway, we're going to bring more plump helmet spawn because they're an important staple. If we're going to bring those, bring that many. I think we will take sweet pods. We'll take rock nuts. We'll take everything except cave wheat. Fuck cave wheat. Dimple cuts, by the way, are not edible. We plant these because you can crush them up and make dimple dye, and you can dye all of your thread. And then you get sweet blue clothes, which make our dwarves much happier. Let's see. Iron anvil is important. You need an anvil to make a metalsmith's forge, and you need a metalsmith's forge to make an anvil. So if you don't bring an anvil and you don't get one in your trading caravan, you don't get any forging, which sucks. That's not true. Very occasionally, someone will go crazy and get a strange mood, and they'll like make an anvil out of wood or something weird. Um, but because we're population limited, we will not be getting strange moods, and that is fine. Because if they're grouchy when they get a strange mood, sometimes they get a fell mood, and they're just like, you know what would make a really cool, weird artifact? If I killed this dwarf and made it out of his flesh. Dwarf Fortress does not bring out the best in anyone, especially the dwarves. So at this point, we could look carefully at each of these dwarves and see what their skills are and what they like to do. But, you know, I rule in this kingdom, and they can do what we tell them. So we're going to bring 2 miners. I like to just max out. You can only get them up to proficient skill on Embark. Yeah, you can't get strange moods until you have, I think, 20, 15 or 20 maybe? Yeah, it's a shame, but we can do a different one in the future. Let's see. So bring 2 miners with maxed out skills, so they dig real fast, and we can get everything inside. Gonna bring a woodcutter. He doesn't need to be that proficient, but we should have someone who can cut wood. So I think our miners, we're gonna be mining most of the time. So, um, yeah, exactly. It's because the way that Strange Mood works is don't uh, if you don't have whatever material they want to use in their artifact, they'll just sit there in the workshop, either like saying, I want stone blocks, or drawing pictures of stone blocks, depending on what kind of a mood they're in. Um, and then if you can't get them the materials they want within a couple of months, they will go crazy and just be crazy for the rest of their lives. Um, used to be exceptionally common that like every mood would require shells, and if you didn't have a way to fish for turtles, you don't get shells. That guy's gonna go crazy and die, so you just wall him in there, because otherwise he goes crazy and then runs around punching people, and then they go crazy. Um, one of our miners is also going to be our doctor. We'll just give him a little bit of generic doctoring skill. Our other miner is probably going to be our sort of noble. So he'll be a record keeper, an organizer. Appraiser is important. If you don't have anyone with appraiser, when you try to trade, you can't see the value of anything, and it's real difficult. He's also going to be a negotiator and a judge of intent, just to make trading a little easier. So our woodcutter is not going to be outside cutting wood that often. So when he's inside, just going to have him also be our carpenter, just for simplicity's sake. I max out his skill because you can only make beds out of wood. Beds are one of the few things you can only make out of wood. If they're high quality, because, this great craftsman made them, then they will make people happier when they sleep in them. And our dwarves are probably going to be lacking for some other luxuries, so that's a nice idea. We're going to have a grower as our farmer. They're probably going to be doing that pretty much full time, because the more other things they're allowed to do, the more likely that they're not planting, and then we have a food problem, and that sucks. I'm also probably going to turn on the option where only the farmer can harvest, so that he maxes out his whatever skill level. So we're not gonna give Vabok any other skills. Sigan, let's see. Oh, we're embarking on a volcano with metals. We should probably bring a metalsmith of some sort, maybe. So some smithing, furnace operating, metal crafting, and then when you're not doing that, you should fish? Fishing can be a good way to get food, but it can also just like start to pile up and it's kind of labor intensive. And also, if he is out at the river fishing when a weird beast shows up, yeah, we're not going to do that. No fishing, nobody fish. You're going to uh you're going to make clothes. There's some clother and dyer and miller, I think you need. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip the stone crafting, because I am population limited. Um, that said, when you're drowning in dwarves, super good idea. Let's see. All right, so Ushat is going to be our most important dwarf. They're going to cook super high quality meals, and they're going to brew super high quality beers, and that's the way you keep a happy fortress. And then last, let's see, do I have a mason yet? All right, so Inod will just be our generic crafts dwarf. So you'll do some masonry. Do I have a building designer? Yeah. All right. Oops. We'll do some masonry. By the way, now when I'm like, hey, I've had Dwarf Fortress loaded up for 9 hours and still haven't embarked. This is why. Um, there is so much shenanigans to do. So we'll get a mason. We'll give them a little crafting, because if nothing else, we're gonna need to make nest boxes for all of those, all those birds. Yes, they are. As soon as we load the game, it will look at their skills and determine what their class is. So Inod here will probably be a mason. Sigun will just be metalsmith. Um, yeah. Alright, let's see. Maybe just some generic crafting. We should have a gem cutter. We'll probably dig up some gems. We should cut them. They make good trade goods. Mechanic! You must have a mechanic. Mechanic is super important, because that's how we make all of our traps and levers, and oh boy, when we get to the way that mechanisms work in Dwarf Fortress, it is going to be some fun, because it makes no goddamn sense. So we are going to be growing our own cloth and thread and things. So, I'm trying to think what else is worth taking. Anyone have any suggestions? Cheeses. Should take some cheeses. We're not gonna take cheeses. Oh, we are going to take some gypsum plaster because if somebody breaks their leg, it would be nice if our doctor could make a cast to set it. And everything else is not too difficult, but gypsum plaster is a pain in the ass to get. So we'll bring some of that. Farewell, have a good craft time. Let's see. Ropes. I don't really need ropes. We can just make ropes. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna bring some ropes, just in case we want to chain up some animals outside so that we get advance warning when something nasty is on the way. Thank you so much for watching. I feel very awkward about this, but it was nice having you. This is actually kind of fun. Oh, right, we're not bringing cave wheat because fuck cave wheat. Cloth. We don't need, like, wood. Should we bring just some random, like, stone and metal? Yeah, alright, you know what? So we're going to bring some... No, copper nuggets. Where's my... Can I not just bring, like... Oh, no? What the hell's the Ore of Copper called? Hang on a moment. This is the worst. Does my home civilization not have access to copper? What a miserable excuse for a dwarven civ. Okay, well, that's fine. We're just gonna make things out of silver. Here we go. We'll bring, like, 10 chunks of galena. That'll eat up our... I'm just trying to find ways to spend our embark points at this point. We don't need anything else. Oh, you know what, though? We are going to need one piece of magma-safe stone. What's a magma-safe stone? Marble. Marble's a magma-safe stone. Unless I can take, like, obsidian? Obsidian is a nice, like... Yeah. No, whatever. Marble. Okay. So, we're going to take some marble so that we have a magma-safe stone to make our first forge out of. Don't try to make your magma furnaces out of wood. Pro tip. Won't work. Be very sad. 30 points left. I think I'm just going to grab some more food. Just grab a... Here, wombat meat. That's a good food. I'll have a wombat meat. Okay, and I think we're ready to go. If we forgot anything, it'll just make this more interesting. I also did not set up our name of our fort or our group, because I think it's so much funnier when we get a random one. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Belal Moral. Sure. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook, or none of those, maybe? Provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan... Oh, right, we get a supply caravan in the autumn. It is now spring. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the jaguars get hungry. Jaguars. Do not like that. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Egut Bear? Gully Earths. Well, I mean, my last fort was named Tombsvale, so this is not, you know, as horrifying. So, here's Dwarf Fortress. Here on the left, in this lovely window, we have the map. Over here, we have all of the commands and all of the menus you can open. That's it. That's everything. There are no hidden commands. And then over here is the mini-map, which nobody I know ever uses ever. So we're going to get rid of that. So let's just take a quick peek around. We have a brook here. This is a hot climate, so it should never freeze. The way that brooks work is they have this weird like surface tile, so you can walk over them, and there's just water underneath, and you can fish through it. But we're not going to do any fishing. So over here is the brook. These are like tree trunks. So if we go up a level, this is a three-dimensional game, so you can go up a Z level. Now we can see there are some treetops, and then down below there are dwarves. You can keep going up and sort of check out the land. So, ooh, okay, so this is interesting. So where we started, this is just like a big flat plain. This is all on one level. Triangles are ramps. The minimap's not bad, it's just not really useful for anything, and it just kind of takes up space on my screen, so I don't like it. If we go up a level, you can see this is a very, very steep... Excuse me a moment. What is that? Oh, fuck. Okay. This is a brown recluse spider man's silk web. There are brown recluse spider men. These are large, humanoid, brown recluse spiders that shoot webs and are hostile. Great! I love it here. We should probably make sure our dwarves don't just go, like, collect those. So I'm just going to set up some workshop orders real quick here. We'll auto-loom only dyed thread. Because we want to have dyed cloth. We'll use any cloth. If we wind up with undyed cloth, that's fine. But if we dye the thread before we weave it into cloth, we'll have dyed cloth. And we saved some steps. We're not going to auto-collect webs, because I don't want people running out here to get ganked by, you know, Spider-Men. Okay, we will go ahead and auto-cut gems. Alright, so right now I'm just looking at the map, trying to figure out where we want to start. By the way, so this brown rectangle here, this is our wagon. We always get 2 draft animals that we're pulling our wagon. We got a donkey and a horse. A large, hooved, maned herbivore. Sometimes, if you're really lucky, you'll get matching ones, and then you can just sort of start a, like, dairy industry without having had to spend any embark points on it. It's great. So that's fine. So these are all of our animals. You can see that our dogs, instead of being marked as tame, are marked as no job, cause they can haul stuff with their graspy hands. There are no other creatures nearby yet. No one has gone missing or died, but the year is still young. And here are our 7 citizens. Speaking of which, we're going to assign our noble positions. So the expedition leader is sort of assigned by default. Bookkeeper. Also note the dogs can be assigned as nobles. It would be very bad. We're not going to do it, but we could. This guy has some record-keeping skill, so we'll make them our bookkeeper. Trading skills, we'll make them our broker. Doctoring skills will be our chief medical dwarf. And manager. Okay, militia commander commands some militias. We're not going to bother with that. The sheriff assigns punishments, and the hammerer metes out those punishments. We're not going to assign any, because I don't want my dwarves deciding, you violated a production order, and hammering one of my dwarves into the ground. Harumph, dwarven justice. Anyway, so I was panning up this very large steep hill. That's quite tall, actually. There's webs all over the place, and over here, you can see our volcano. We want to... Gosh, Alright, one of my plans is just not at all an option. Wow, yeah, so the top of the volcano is way up here at level 130. You can see over here, this is level 130. Our wagon is at level 100. So that would be quite a pain in the ass trek. We're probably going to just make the entrance to our fort somewhere around here. Because otherwise we will have to go really, really far to haul everything, and it'll take forever to get stuff inside. So, without any further ado, alright, let me actually just, one more further ado. Alright, so this is granite. That's actually good. We have access to some stone right off the bat. So that probably goes a ways back here into this unexplored territory. But these walls over here are all loamy sand. It is very quick to dig through soil. It takes a very long time to dig through stone. So, oh, and there's more soil down here. So what we could do, yeah, I like this. I like this. All right. So this here will be the entrance to our fort. First off, just for safety reasons and because I want wood, we're going to chop down all of the trees in the immediate vicinity. A little worried about those webs, but nothing to do about that right now. And we're just going to dig in our entryway. I always make it 3x3 because a trading caravan is going to show up. They're going to have wagons, which are 3x3, and if they can't fit, then they just won't come. And I want them to come to our trade depot. It's 5x5, so I make this little 5x5 room. I want our trade depot to be inside, past some defenses, so that if the traders are here when there's some sort of attack, we can keep them inside and safe, so they don't, die, and then the home civilization goes, hey, why'd you kill all of our merchants? We hate you now, and then it's a mess. So beyond that, we'll have a door leading to our fortress proper, and what I generally like to do is have a big, that's going to be asymmetrical, and it's going to drive me insane. But we're just going to, because this will hopefully be, you know what, it's probably going to be stone on this side. So, down here, in fact, we are going to have a little hallway, which will lead down into our fort, and we're going to carve out just a nice, huge stockpile room. And we're going to put a big stockpile in there, and we're just going to store everything in there for now. Then we will make an up-down staircase. This will be just sort of the main access to the fort. And we're going to make a well, let's just do up-downstairs for now, so I'm not limited. For the time being, we're going to dig up. I'll dig down a few layers, but I don't know where that aquifer is, and I'm really concerned. So, there's our entrance. There's not really anything else we want to do, so we're going to unpause. And hopefully, alright, so you can see our woodcutter running over to the tree. You can see our miners are running over here, and they're going to start digging, and everyone else is milling about with fuck all to do. You can also see that some animals have entered the... Don't like that. Do not like that at all. That's fine. Armadillo boar. Oh, okay, it's just a little, armadillo man. Or male armadillo. Armadillo man is a different thing and very problem. Oh, he's kind of cute. Let's see, so where is this giant mosquito, though? It is way up in the air over there. Not particularly close to us. Okay, that'll be fine. This is fine. We're fine. Really want to get everyone inside as quickly as possible, though. Okay, looks like this did wind up being stone, but that's fine. They're still making reasonable progress. Cat's coming by to check out the work. Oh, we should also, our cats will kill, like, little vermin and stuff, and then just sort of drag the corpses places and leave them. So we're going to make a little refuse stockpile outside, because if we make it inside, then we get miasma, and people complain about it. Also going to make a little pasture for our grazing animals, the horse and the donkey. And just to make sure all of the mods went through properly, I'm just going to make a real quick little like wood stockpile here, just like 3x4, and see if the dogs... Hey, they are storing item in stockpile. Great. I'm also going to pop over to... with OBS, you probably can't see Dwarf Therapist, can you? Well, let me see if I can edit this real quick. Hold. Why can you not find this? Dwarf Therapist, there we go. So, this is a very, very useful utility that I like to use. Dwarf Therapist. Oh, no. Okay, yes. So, Dwarf Therapist lets you see all of your dwarves and, other citizens. See? This is why we do that. 2 of our dogs are asexual. But we still have the ability to have puppies in the future. Okay, yeah, looks good. So, the little numbers here, I don't know if that's actually visible, but those indicate someone's skill in a particular skill. Oh, we should probably... Yeah, so I'm going to restrict our dogs to doing things that it would make sense for them to be able to do. So, like, burying someone in a coffin, not so much. Hauling food around, yeah, that's fine. They cannot push mine carts. I don't know how I feel about water hauling, given that, no. Cleaning is fine. Cleaning is not fine. Cleaning is fine. They have that behavior by default anyway. They're not going to do construction or deconstruction. They're not going to build roads. They cannot pull... Can they pull levers? Yeah, we'll let them pull levers, just in case of emergencies. Okay. Nice. So, now we will pop back over to our game. Gonna not forget to take that off of the stream. Maybe? There we go. Cool. Alright, and we're just gonna keep digging. Oh, look at them go. They're so cute. I hope we don't get them killed. We'll probably get them killed. So, our dwarves have just about finished their little 5x5 room here, which means now we can queue up a building. We're going to build a trade depot. We're going to build it there out of 3 chunks of granite. And yes, there we go. Our building designer will run over, hop, design that building, and build it out of some stones. And it looks like we're already having some graphical artifacts. Weird. Okay, that's fine. So our dwarves are just digging out our big storeroom here. And actually, I'm going to redesignate that as a high priority job, which means they will do this before they go dig out other stuff. So I want to let them get that finished, and then we'll make our big storeroom and get everything inside so that we don't have to worry about... What the hell? A large monster in the shape... You know what? I'm not even... Merry Christmas, Dagon. This is for you. Oh boy. So, if you hit R, by the way, you can also see reports. These are the combat logs. What the fuck? The armadillo boar's head takes the full force of the impact. Where did this happen? So, okay. That's really gross. It would appear that the armadillo boar fell out of a tree. Poor bastard. The monster, while you were tabbed out, is a giant monarch butterfly. And there we can see our dead armadillo boar. You were too precious for this world, armadillo boar. Alright, well, the digging continues. We got some ponds. Nobody's been, like, fighting any of our guys, which is good. So, yeah, I thought you might. We embarked in a pretty high savagery place here, so we're gonna see some weird shit. I like to just periodically tab over and see if anything nasty has come onto the map. Alright, well, I mean, we were worried about not being able to get to rock because of the aquifer. Here's lots of rock, so that's great. What is this blue rock? Is this anything? Microcline. It is a blue rock. A lot of texture packs style it so it looks like it's an ore of something, and the game will very excitedly announce, "You have struck Microcline." It doesn't do anything. It has no economic value. It's not even magma safe, but the game's really excited about it because it's blue. Whatever. This is that boring part I was worried about. It has started raining, so everyone caught out in the rain, which is everyone, is going to start getting some negative thoughts. Sucks for them. I'm gonna queue up some more trees to be chopped down, because you can never have too much wood. And, well, our carpenter needs something to do. I'm just gonna cut down some more trees, also because the elves cannot come yell at us. Also gonna build our first, it's not gonna, oops, wrong direction. It's not gonna do anything yet, but we're going to build a bridge. A 10 by 3 bridge, which is as long as you can make it. We'll build it entirely out of granite, and then we're going to build another, we're going to build one properly behind it, and then I'm going to get rid of that one. These are both going to raise to the right. I queued up that first one to be a retracting bridge, which is not going to do what we need. Because what I want to have happen is we will set up some levers inside the fortress. And, yes, when someone pulls the lever, those bridges will raise, and they will raise to the right. So anything standing on it here will be flung over here, out of the fort. And then they'll be raised to the right, so they'll make just an impassable wall right there and right there, which nothing can get past, and that'll be great. Also looks like our stockpile room is finished, so I'm just going to make a custom stockpile. It can store animals, it can store all foods, all furnitures, no corpses. We don't want to keep the corpses inside because they'll stink, and then we'll get hauntings. Stone, ammo, not stone. Not stone at all. Bars and blocks, gems, finished goods, leather, cloth, weapons, armor. As we make other stockpiles closer to where we need things, we will turn things off of this pile, which I should probably actually put the pile down rather than just creating its settings. Alright, so now, in a moment, yes, everyone is now storing items in stockpiles. We're also going to queue up the wagon to be deconstructed, because it doesn't do anything, and we can get 3 logs out of it. This is very important if you embark places that don't have trees. So we're here 1 level up from our starting, from our entrance. I'm going to dig this way, hopefully only a little bit, and find some soil. we need to plant in soil or stone that has had water run over it. And getting some water to run over stone and then stop running over the stone is a very frequent way that I lose fortresses. But I'd like to put my farm somewhere up here. So hopefully we'll find some soil. I don't want my farm to be too far away from everything else, just because it's inconvenient, but, you know, sometimes it be that way. That's fine. Ooh, we found some gems. Yeah, you know what? Here, why don't you mine those gems? And then we can have somebody go, like, chop those up. Won't that be cool? And we can trade them to the traders. Alright, well, what a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna carve the stairs up a few more levels and see if there's just anywhere more convenient, because, like, visually it looks weird and further, but it takes the same amount of time for the dwarves to go one step in every direction. Our miners have now taken a break to go drink. Very important to stay hydrated with, you know, beer. Yeah, beer hydrates. Don't worry about it. They're fine. Let's see. Gosh, there is just no level where there's, like, quick, convenient dirt. Alright, we'll just dig it here then. That's fine. We're just going to dig out a big old room, and some of it will be dirt, which we can put farms on, and we'll put our seed stockpile and a handful of other useful things on it. Yeah, look at all that dirt. Probably put our farmer's workshop up here so that they can just process the plants very close to where they're grown. Oh, right, that is a thing. Where is it? No, mixed food, activity zone orders, no. Dwarves only farmers harvest. So the reason for this is, wonderful. They could not build that bridge because there was a cat in the way. That happens a lot. That's fine. Let's see. Okay, so we're finishing this up. I am also going to have to stop doing this at some point very soon, and eat some food and take a shower and go to work. But this actually turned out to be kind of fun, and I kind of like it. So, we gonna do it again. Yeah, really need to get everyone inside. Ooh, I forgot there's a cool thing I can do. So I can designate these to auto-mine orange gems, because we mined the 2 gems here, and then there were more gems behind them. So, if we set it to auto-mine like that, if they mine out a gem and find more gems behind it, they'll mine those gems too. See, look at that. Sweet. Alright, so I'm just going to queue up a couple of last things, and then I'm going to split here. So, we're going to build some farm plots. There are lots of strategies for, like, where and how big and how many, and I don't know. I just do 3x3s so that we can like manage what's planted where, and we'll just do 6 of them. Cool. We're also then going to make a food stockpile, just a small one here, which can have nothing except for seeds. I'm going to permit seeds. Then we're going to go to our main stockpile here and forbid it from storing seeds. So our seeds will all be stored up near our farm. And make a stockpile that can hold plants that need to be processed in our farmer's workshop, which is going to be the pigtails, the sweet pods, and the quarry bushes. Then we will take those away from this stockpile here. Okay, nothing's attacked yet. We're still just sort of looking at the butterflies. They're very cool. I think I might call it here, because I don't know who's watching or if anyone's watching, and I'm feeling super awkward. Oh, let me also build the farmer's workshop, so don't forget. One last thing. We'll build a workshop. It is the farmer's workshop, and we'll just put that right over here, made out of granite, and someone will come along and do that. And that's that. Thanks. This was cool. I'm gonna do it